We are making eggs for this project to show the skills of cooking. So cooking can be very useful for the community in sharing culture, sharing tradition, and just honestly an easy way to make all different types of dishes using one type of food source. So in this video, we're gonna be showing how eggs can be made in 3 different ways that can be super useful in college, on a budget, or even in life when you just wanna make something quick. So the 3 meals we're gonna be making is deviled eggs, a Western egg, and an omelet. Okay, so the dish that I'm making is deviled eggs. So for deviled eggs, the process is that you have to first we use 3 eggs to put in boiling water. Boil the water for about 10 minutes with the eggs in the water. So after you boil them, you take them out, you let them cool in a dish. And while you're doing that, you can prepare your ingredients. So for the deviled eggs, to make the sauces inside, we have Dijon mustard and mayo that we mix together. And then for the topping, for the seasonings, we have salt, pepper, and we have paprika that adds a little more spice to it. When making the deviled eggs, we take them out, we're leaving them sit to get them cool from the boiled water. After they're cool, we're gonna peel off the hard shell and discard that. We'll cut each egg in half. And then when we cut in half, there'll be the yolk that's inside. So what we'll do is we'll scoop that out, and when we take it out, we'll actually put that in the sauce. So here is the sauce with the Dijon mustard, the mayo, all the seasonings except for the paprika, and then we just mix them all together with the yolk inside as well. When we plate the deviled eggs, we'll have each deviled egg, and then you just put the paprika on top just for an extra seasoning. And this is really good for any family events. My aunt actually makes this dish for a lot of our family events, including Christmas and Easter, and it's just like a good thing to make with family and friends, and it's super easy too. In all, it took us about 10 to 15 minutes to make, and most of it was just the eggs boiling. We used procedural memory to know how to make the eggs. We used gustation for trying the sauce out and seeing if we wanted a more bitter taste or we wanted a more salty taste. And we used drive reduction theory, which is the drive for us being hungry, and that's why we made the eggs in the first place.
Drive reduction theory is based on the idea that the primary motivation behind all human behavior is to reduce drives. A drive is a state of arousal or discomfort which is triggered by a person's psychological or biological needs, such as hunger, thirst, and the need for warmth. In this case, Alyssa is making eggs because of her drive of hunger. The lateral hypothalamus and ventromedial hypothalamus, a region of the forebrain which coordinates both the autonomic nervous system and the activity of the pituitary, controlling body temperature, thirst, hunger, and other homeostatic systems. The lateral hypothalamus is what makes Alyssa feel hungry, and the ventromedial hypothalamus is what makes Alyssa feel full. Okay, so I'm making Western eggs. So I get my pan and my spatula out. And so I take the oil and you spread it across the pan so it's non-stick. And then you take half a bagel or a piece of bread, and with a piece of bread you take a knife and cut like a hole in the middle of it so there's a spot for the egg. And so you put it in the pan and then usually wait a little bit so like your bread is like toasty. And then once you think it's time, you can take your egg and you crack it and you put it in the hole of the piece of bread. And so then it's cooking, and so while it's cooking, you take like your seasonings, so like pepper and salt, and you just take it and put it on the egg. And I personally don't pop my eggs for my egg in the hole. And then to tell if it's time to flip, by the time you're finished with the seasonings, it's usually time, but then I always double check and like see if it runs when I just slightly tilt it, if it's running underneath. If not, then I flip it. And then I end up flipping it, and then I have to wait probably like about like 20 to 30 seconds until it's like cooked on the other side. And once that's done, just put it on my plate. And I personally also like to add like sriracha because it's great. But you can also add like cheese and other seasonings like turmeric. And I really like this dish. It's honestly great for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I'm gonna be honest, this is like one of my go-tos. And it's just very convenient and really helps to complete like getting my hunger out of the way.
We are doing this project and making eggs based on extrinsic motivation, a motivation to participate in an activity based on meeting an external goal. A reflex is a rapid, unlearned, involuntary, automatic response to a stimulus or the change in the environment. So when Lauren puts her hand on the hot stove and immediately pulls it away, that is a reflex because the stove is hot and Lauren burned her hand. Procedural memory is a type of implicit memory which aids performance of particular types of tasks without conscious awareness of these previous experiences. Lauren knows how to flip an egg based on their previous experiences of flipping eggs and making them for breakfast. Gustation. The process of gustation involves tastes like salty, sour, sweet, bitter, and umami. Gustation begins when you take a bite of food and special cells on your tongue's taste buds begin to react chemically with it. Lauren is taking a bite of the Western egg.
Yummy!
Hello. I will be making an omelet. Yum. I'm gonna put onions, peppers, those are the first and last items. Privacy and recency effect, baby! First, I'm gonna crack and scramble these eggs. Uh-oh. My mental state is deteriorating right now. One more. I did it. Yippee! It smells like fridge. My olfactory nerve is going crazy right now. I'm gonna fry peppers and onions and butter. Listen to that sizzle. I'm gonna leave it here for about 2-3 minutes so it gets all nice and brown. And then I'll pour the eggs in. Egg time.
Tony, are you not gonna watch the egg cook?
I have a grasp of object permanence, so I know the egg is cooking even though I'm not watching it. Got a new spatula companion, and it's time to pour the ingredients. First we have our cooked vegetables. Or cheese. There's so much. And our tomatoes. We're making an omelet, baby. I think we should make it thicker.
Shit. Here's the video.
Cut it out. Oh my god, it burnt.
No.
It should have been thicker. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
I'm just gonna have an omelet blob.
It'll taste the same. You know, maybe if you cover it and get the cheese melty, it'll taste good.
Okay.
As you can see, this is not the greatest success. Not my best work, I will say. However, since I am a divergent thinker, I'm gonna make this into a sort of scrambled egg concoction and put it into a bowl instead of a plate. And then we'll have an egg bowl with cheese and tomatoes and onions and peppers. It's gonna be delicious. Safety first, guys.
Yum. Yum. Yum.
By the way, I'm not gonna eat a single bite of this because I have a taste aversion to eggs. One of them killed my whole family.
I'm eating it. The end.
The end.